I couldn't believe it when I heard it, honestly. When I heard, as immediately as I read it, as I saw it on my Twitter feed, there were so many people sending me this because one, a lot of people know that Ironmouse is like my number one favorite VTuber of all time, and it's not just because we're Puerto Rican or anything like that. It's also because of, you know, she's a huge source of inspiration for me. And this is the part where I'm gonna get super emotional, unfortunately, because I, I'm someone who has a chronic disease, and a lot of people have compared me to like Iron Mouse, um, and it happens. And but I don't. We don't have the same illness. We have completely different illnesses. I have a different kind of chronic disease. Let's just say that, and it's not treatable, or it's a that's not how chronic diseases work. I can only do my best to deal with my very narrow blood vessels on my system, my head especially, which is why I have a lot of strokes and a lot of seizures, which is why partially my voice is a bit um scuffed. I tripped over things, and I don't have stamina to stream as much as the big guys. It is unfortunate, but Mousy has it worse because despite of all the energy she has to sing, she has to live with a very life crippling disease that traps you in your house. I cannot go out of my house that much, but at least I have some. I have more. I have a farther reach than that. It is my favorite VTuber saint. Yes, it is. It is honestly heartbreaking because uh nothing wrong is gonna happen with Ironmouse. I saw Jose talking about is she keeping her IP? I guess I'll see. Yes. VShojo is not the traditional like VTuber company. VShojo is more about let the VTuber be an indie VTuber because pretty much they are, even if it's like a group, because it isn't really a VTuber corporation. It's more like a club. It's more like a set of people who just like, hey, we are now part of VShoju, but the IP is theirs. Even if the VTuber started with the model as soon as they join VShoju, it still belongs to the owner of the streamer. That's the case for the Keisan. That's the case for Nasuna. If you know who that is, if you know, you know. But yeah, um, so yes, I will be watching this video because I already pre-watched it because I couldn't believe it, and I said I'm gonna get emotional because I understand that Bishoyo isn't the most well beloved VTuber corporation out there. It has a lot of fans. If anything, there is a side of the communities that believe that Bishoyo is like the primary standard of how a VTuber group should be. Because hey, a lot of companies, like we talk about, it's about the IP, and this one is about talent freedom, and it was about supporting them. And the fact that they went as far as to make someone like Ironmouse, like someone who holds the title on her belt of the number one VTuber in the world. You may talk about Samiko Saba slash Gura, and because yes, that one has been qualified as like the number one VTuber, but Ironmouse has that title as well in several categories. Number one Twitch streamer in at some point, bigger than all of the people before Kaisena became number one. Number one on Game Awards. There's so many prizes that Ironmouse has won. We're talking about how can you make someone like this? You have someone like this, and like you treat them like freaking royalty at that point. And of course, if they are a good person, because content creators are not immune to criticism. But Ironmouse, even the haters of VShojo, used to use the sentence, "Oh my god, I don't like VShojo." However, but Ironmouse though, it's the one that I like because she does thing or so and so, and she's a freaking cool, person and all that stuff. Even the haters of like VTuber groups or corporations used to think like, oh my god, Iron Mouse is the one. How the audacity of fuck Pishoyo honestly is so that's what pisses me off. But that's it's not nothing to scoff at. Let's watch this video.
am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I am here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know
I may not be though. Okay, I hear. I may not be a rich person. If anything, I am severely lacking in funds. I can't even pay my rent next month. I don't. That's why I need a lot of like support from a lot of you guys, and it's always very welcome. But even I, on the first year of like the cyclothon from CWA, even I threw my hat into like the the donations because those TTS were really funny. Guys, I was a VTuber fan before I was a VTuber. I went down the rabbit hole of VTubing because hey, funny dog from Whole Life was cute, and then I saw Ironmouse, someone who had like disabilities that I could join, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is something even I can do. Huge inspiration, and even I donated to like that thing, and to know that I maybe a lot of it did get funded into there, but a lot of it didn't, and that's honestly like what can you say? And that's it hits you.
that this is a lot,
Mm,
and it's very important for me
mm.
to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately, right now, I have been instructed by my attorney
Holy smokes.
to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time,
Yo, this
I
is like
just
the
want to
final
tell
nail
you a
to
little bit
this
about
company, honestly.
myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends.
You may think that VTubing is like very well known by the world already, but it's still relatively a niche thing. Like recently we had like Call Alive at the Dodgers, and a lot of people were confused. Like, what is that anime girl doing in that screen? Why does it look so funny? Why is it moving like this?
I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo.
I agree,
And
Alyssa.
it was
It does
through
make me sick.
VShojo that I was able to grow
Oh my
into the
god.
Ironmouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But
it's I'm not a denier of like putting my trust in people. There's a lot of people that I trust out there. If anything, I'm living under some people's trust. But I know the feeling that about somebody out there. Oh my god, I am. You can trust me, and I'm like, okay, I trust you, and then suddenly they rip it away or they say some heinous things about you without you doing anything at all. And that's what the reason why even on the first year that I was a VTuber, I didn't even have like a single mod or someone to help me because it was so difficult. And it takes me a little while to like trust people. It's only a very handful that I choose to trust for anything, which is why I'm always kind of a quiet person, despite of how much I yell on stream. Um, independently, I'm kind of quiet and awkward.
I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear,
she's a
it
she's a
put a lot
strong
of
pillar
pressure
of
and a
VShojo.
lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and
That is
I began to
gross.
feel extremely
It's
uncomfortable.
worse. The
As
more
my
I hear,
viewers
the worse
know,
it gets in my head.
privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information.
It does sound like an
So that
abusive
was
relationship.
always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following two subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The
Thank you,
first
Hattie,
time
for the
I
raid.
tried this,
Feeling a
it
little bit
went
emotional,
great.
but I appreciate it.
Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge
Tiltify.
success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done.
By the way, for those of you who may not know about that word, Tiltify, Tiltify is a website where a lot of charities are organized. Metal Hattie has participated in Gamers Outreach with me. By the way, thank you once again for the raid. And we both use like Tiltify as a main source. Wait, I'm not. I'm if it's Gamers Outreach, usually they use Tiltify as well. But in this case, Ironmouse was saying that VShojo was the one who's supposed to take care of things like that. And so that website was not pretty much being used. It was used to be a direct source because VShojo is the one handling the finances for Ironmouse through the years, which is why this is even more like disgusting in that specific angle. Now I'm now paying attention to it more. It's just it sucks. It sucks.
The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection. And this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good.
This is insane.
And to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap,
and there's more that cannot be said.
That I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
$500,000. On top of the $500,000, they also own Ironmouse money. The question is simple. What happened? That's what? Does anyone here remember? This is completely different, but the completionist charity thing, that was clearly like something was weird was going on there, whether it's directly or allegedly. And some people were thinking maybe it was just negligence, that they weren't just like, they were too lazy to donate that money. But in this case, is it just straight up just robbing the money, or is it just straight up just like negligence? We need to hear from VShojo. Ironmouse can't say no more because she lawyered up. That was a cooked situation, and this is extremely disgusting. Tiltify was designed to be a simplistic method for people to be able to donate directly to the charity. That's essentially what Tiltify was. In this case, Ironmouse is the one supposed to be taking care. Not Ironmouse, but VShojo is supposed to be taking care of Ironmouse like finances, because so much work. Only one to be the number one VTuber and have all the eyes in the world. I'm talking about streams that had over 100,000 people watching at times, or just all those eyes. And to have you need help. You need help at some point. You need help. Me as an indie VTuber, I do not need a lot of help. I have a lot of help, and I appreciate all the amazing people. Speaking of appreciation, thank you, Raya, thank you for the Raya. I appreciate it. It made me oh my gosh. But yeah, it's very devastating what is going on here. Like I said, back to the beginning. The question is, what happened? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm
completely indie.
Processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity.
I'll be
That
linking
link is
that
also
too
there if you've
in
heard
the
about
video.
this and would like to support the
I
Immune
can only do
Deficiency
so much.
Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
I see
I
Matara
hope
mentioned
to
in the
have
chat.
a ton of
I'll be talking
friends
about that too.
joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry.
You don't
Okay.
need to apologize. Oh my god, I'm fucking crying now, man. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, she doesn't need to apologize for any of this. Like, she can only do so much. What the heck? Ah. Oh yeah, I held on. VShojo has probably been stealing, allegedly. That's something that needs to be investigated now. Like, if it's just the charity or if there's more to it. Why did the talents go through all this time? Like, so many more are going through like some, situations like this. Because Centrea just left. Giga just left. Also, the first one to leave was Montara. Did they knew about this? Probably. It was probably on the making, and now it's just, it's just it finally snapped. And that it is very, very unprecedented is the word. It is nobody was expecting something like this. This is watching Ironmouse. It's like the equivalent of watching like a puppy get kicked. Who was the monster to do something like that? Apparently VShojo, and apparently all these corporates. I've been seeing Niya-san get mentioned in the comments as well. Do you think they sent it? Did they finally send the money? This is just my review on the situation. I was gonna look at some of the comments in here and in the Twitter post before proceeding. Oh my god, see, look, Connor is here. We got your back. And also abroad in Japan. All the, all baby, even Baby No Money is in the comment section. I love you, Mouse. They recently made a song. That was 500,000. And then on top of that, they own even more. Shy Lily. All the big, oh my goodness gracious. Everyone. It's here, honestly. Who is, VShojo is really, like, you may have thought, like, hey, during the Centrea leaving, that was like people were thinking that VShojo was dead. There was still hope because, like, as I said, VShojo was still seen as like the one corporation where it can do no wrong, which is something that I also advocated for a lot of times. Not that I want to support all the corporates all the time, but it seemed to have done so right because the members that we trust, they were saying that it was okay. And then now I'm looking even at the tweet. There's literally all the members of VShojo right here. Kuro, Henya, Matara. What is gonna happen to them? Are they also gonna like leave? It is going, and even I am there, right? Oh, this is honestly just heartbreaking. I hope this brought some light into the situation to explain it to the people who have been visiting in here. And honestly, justice for Ironmouse, justice for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. If you can see the link in Mouse's channel or in my YouTube video or anywhere, please go immediately and do something about it. Or if you can, of course, it's completely up to you. We can only do so much, people like us. Usually these events are left to like the You know, for the communities. Justice for Ironmouse, for real, because that's not something you ever want to see. Mm-mm. I'm done with VShojo, for real.